Enrich the universal wisdom of this courtyard of pilgrims today. In the company of the wise, sound the auspicious conch shell again and again. End the long wait of the dark night and embrace enlightenment. Travellers, prepare, play the divine Veena. Hail the Supreme Being, Supreme Lord. Come the doer, come the wise, come the thinker, come the charitable. Bring the strength to liberate the closed society. Be in the heart of the world with sincerity and bravery.
That song by Rabindranath Tagore is sung during the degree ceremony at the university originally founded by him in Santiniketan. The song offers an insight into his little-known but pioneering work as an educational reformer. But why did he want to reform education? Here was his own explanation.
From questions that have often been put to me, I've come to feel that the public claims an apology from the poet for having founded a school, as I in my rashness have done. One must admit that the silkworm which spins and the butterfly that floats on the air represent two different stages of existence, contrary to each other. The silkworm seems to have a cash value credited in its favour somewhere in nature's accounting department, according to the amount of work it performs. But the butterfly is irresponsible. The significance which it may possess has neither weight nor use, and is lightly carried on its pair of dancing wings. The poet may be compared to that foolish butterfly. He also tries to translate all the festive colours of creation in the vibration of his verses. Then why should he imprison himself in an interminable coil of duty, bringing out some good, tough, and fairly respectable result? Why should he make himself accountable to those same people who would judge the merits of his produce by the amount of profit it will bring? I suppose this individual poet's answer should be that when he brought together a few boys, one sunny day in winter, among the warm shadows of the sal trees, strong, straight and tall, with branches of a dignified moderation, he started to write a poem in a medium knot of words.
Rabindranath's own experience of formal education was not a success. He often played truant, and his father, Rabindranath Tagore, who was also an educational reformer, arranged for the young Tagore to be educated at home by private tutors rather than at school. When he was 13, one of these tutors gave him the task of translating Macbeth into Bengali. It probably left him with a deeper appreciation of Shakespeare and drama than he would have had from just reading it. Many years later, one of his paintings depicts the three witches of Macbeth. It was Rabindranath Tagore who had built a small retreat for meditation called Santiniketan in 1863, in the land where Vishwabharati now stands. The area had been a forest, but deforestation had left the landscape quite barren, and the topsoil had been washed away. Although Rabindranath Tagore was born in Kolkata, he had visited Santiniketan as a child, and it had left an impression on him. When Rabindranath launched his school, Brahmacharya Ashram, in Santiniketan on December 22nd, 1901, it had no more than 5 pupils. It was modelled on the Tapuvana, or forest colony of ancient India, where communities of men lived in the heart of nature to realise the spiritual meaning of their life. Rabindranath had found it inspiring to read a Bengali translation of Robinson Crusoe as a child. He was fascinated.
In Robinson Crusoe, the delight of the union with nature finds its expression in a story of adventure, in which a solitary man is face to face with solitary nature, coaxing her, cooperating with her, exploring her secrets, using all his faculties to win her help. Robinson Crusoe's island comes to mind when I think of an institution where the first great lesson in the perfect union of man and nature, not only through love but through active communication, can be had unobstructed.
Similarly, at his school, Rabindranath sought to encourage the children to live in harmony with nature. He also wanted to maintain their ability to improvise, stimulated by new discoveries, including through learning arts and crafts.
Children have their active subconscious mind, which, like the tree, has the power to gather food from the surrounding atmosphere. For them, the atmosphere is a great deal more important than rules and methods, buildings and appliances, class teaching and textbooks.
Of course, this was in stark contrast to his own school experience. His humorous short story, The Parrot's Training, is a critique of that experience. It begins with a bird which could sing, but which never recited scriptures. The king decides that it must have a sound schooling.
The pundits were summoned, and at once went to the root of the matter. They decided that the ignorance of birds was due to their natural habit of living in poor nests. Therefore, according to the pundits, the first thing necessary for this bird's education was a suitable cage. The pundits had their rewards and went home happy. A golden cage was built with gorgeous decorations. Crowds came to see it from all parts of the world. Culture, captured and caged, exclaimed some, in a rapture of ecstasy, and burst into tears. Others remarked, even if culture be missed, the cage will remain to the end a substantial fact. How fortunate for the bird.
We invite you to explore the rest of the story, although you can imagine that it does not have a happy ending for the bird. Rabindranath also recognised that education was creating divisions in society, particularly between educated wealthy gentlemen living in cities and uneducated poor villages in rural areas, such as those around Prantik. The next poem is about 2 birds from his English collection, The Gardener. My parents often used to sing the Bengali original as a duet, one as the tame bird, the other as the free bird.
The tame bird was in a cage. The free bird was in the forest. They met when the time came. It was a decree of fate. The free bird cries, "Oh, my love, let us fly to the wood." The cage bird whispers, "Come hither, let us both live in the cage." Says the free bird, "Among bars, where is there room to spread one's wings?" "Alas," cries the cage bird, "I should not know where to sit perched in the sky." The free bird cries, "My darling, sing the songs of the woodlands." The cage bird says, "Sit by my side, I'll teach you the speech of the learned." The forest bird cries, "No, no, songs can never be taught." The cage bird says, "Alas for me, I know not the songs of the woodlands. Their love is intense and longing, but they never can fly wing to wing. Through the bars of the cage they look, and vain is their wish to know each other. They flutter their wings in yearning and sing, 'Come closer, my love.' The free bird cries, 'It cannot be. I fear the closed doors of the cage.' The cage bird whispers, 'Alas, my wings are powerless and dead.'"
Rabindranath's educational philosophy frequently draws parallels with nature. In essence, he based it on his observations of how we learn.
The schoolmaster is of the opinion that the best means of educating as a child is by concentration of the mind. But Mother Nature knows the best way is by dispersion of mind. When we were children, we came to gather facts by such scattering of mental energy, through unexpected surprises. Facts must come fresh to children to startle their minds into full activity.
Our next song illustrates this contrast.
Gush forth, O fountain of light, and dispel the darkness cloaking my mind. With a touch of your magic wand of morning light, awaken my slumbering consciousness. From within the deep recesses of my mind, blow, O wind, from the farthest reaches of thy divine universe, and gently touch my soul. Cocoon me in an embrace of eternal joy, cleanse my mind and set it free. The song of bliss lies deep within my heart. Neither words, nor tune, nor rhythm can express its true meaning. Only a touch of true happiness can release it from its confines.
সকালে ধীরে ধীরে তার কপালে আলোর সোনার কাঠি ছুঁয়ে দাও। ঈশ্বর হৃদয় হতে ধাওয়া আলোয় পাগল প্রভাত, সেই হাতে হৃদয় আমার নিয়ে দাও। আলোকের এই ঝর্ণা ধারায় ধুয়ে দাও। আজি ফুলের আনন্দ ধারায় ধুয়ে দাও। মনের কোণের সব দৃঢ়তা, মনের কথা ধুয়ে দাও। ফুলের আনন্দ ধারায় ধুয়ে দাও। মনের কোণের সব দৃঢ়তা, মনের কথা ধুয়ে দাও।
20 years after founding the school in Santiniketan with the help of funds from winning the Nobel Prize for Literature, he founded Vishwabharati, originally as a college. During its inauguration, he explained its name.
Vishwabharati represents India where she has her wealth of mind, which is for all. Vishwabharati acknowledges India's obligation to offer to others the hospitality of her best culture and India's right to accept from others their best.
Vishwabharati was recognized as a university in 1951, after India's independence. Although Rabindranath's educational philosophy of giving students freedom and stimulating their curiosity broke away from the traditional British educational system, the school and university had some notable alumni. They included Nobel Prize-winning economist Anindita Sen, filmmaker Satyajit Ray, and former Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. Here in the West, particularly in the age of the internet, educational thinkers like Sir Ken Robinson have been advocating the need for a holistic approach to education. Of course, even if some educators may believe it is time for change, parents often expect their children to be taught in the same way they were. Still, as Rabindranath suggested,
don't limit a child to your own learning, for he was born in another time.
Arts and Textiles teacher Andrea Zafiraki, the winner of the 2018 Global Teacher Prize, helped to redesign the curriculum across all subjects to make it resonate with her pupils by introducing real-life situations. Finland recently changed its role-leading education system to adapt to the digital age. Its phenomenon-based learning approach, while adapting the pedagogy to the learning progress of students, are closer to Rabindranath's philosophy over a century earlier. Finland's teachers are now responsible for activating and guiding students, while students are active agents through the stages of learning.
Education is a permanent part of the adventure of life. It is not like a painful hospital treatment for curing them, students, of the congenital expression of their ignorance, but is a function of health, the natural expression of their mind's vitality. We rob the child of his earth to teach him geography, of language to teach him grammar. His hunger is for the epic, but he is supplied with chronicles of facts and dates. He was in the human world, but is banished into the world of living gramophones.
Especially with the perspective of repetitive jobs being automated progressively through the use of artificial intelligence, children who are able to improvise and who have the curiosity to learn new skills will have an advantage. Being human, with the ability to improvise and to be creative, may become a critical capability.
The first important lesson for children would be that of improvisation. The constant imposition of the ready-made having been banished, therefore, in order to give constant occasions to explore one's capacities through surprises of achievement. I must make it plain that this means a lesson, not in simple life, but in creative life. I believe that the object of education is the freedom of mind, which can only be achieved through the path of freedom. Though freedom has its risk and responsibility, as life itself, in educational organizations, our reasoning faculties have to be nourished in order to allow our mind its freedom in the world of truth. Our imagination for the world which belongs to art, and our sympathy for the world of human relationship. In my institution, I try to make provision for these aspects of freedom. Freedom of mind, freedom of heart, and freedom of will.
For our last song related to Rabindranath's educational philosophy, we've chosen a song from his musical play, The Kingdom of Cards. In the play, two visitors arrive in a country dominated by rules and regulations where everyone is dressed as a playing card. The free-thinking approach of the visitors soon disrupts the careful organization of the country.
Break the barriers, break the barriers, break the barriers. Let the imprisoned soul be liberated into the dry stream. Let life's flood of uncontrollable curiosity come. Sing in praise of freedom. Let the worn-out antiques float away. Let them float away. Let them float away. We have heard the call. Have no fear. Have no fear. Have no fear. It is the call for renewal. We do not fear the unknown. Whose doors are closed, rush into them.
Please join us as we move to the bust of Tagore for the last part of our programme.